You too. What do you do? It's your boy Mike, and we're back here with another video. Make sure you follow me on all my socials, link down in the description. If you want one-on-one inspiration, my link to my Calendly is also in the description. Also, make sure to check out RokuDaGod 2.0 for gaming. That's where I post my game clips. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. People are always going to have something to say. Whether that's positive, negative, it don't matter. It doesn't matter about your skin complexion, your height, your size, your background, how much money you have, how much girls you get, what you drive. None of that matters. People are always going to have something to say. I mean, you can't do nothing about it. It's 2024, about to be 2025. Technology has expanded far more than anybody has ever imagined. You have the younger generation where young men have the bodies of grown men and young women having the bodies of grown women. Females are at the most hypergamous they have ever been. They have right now, they have the most options in history. You have young men, grown young men. There are no longer cold approaching women no more. They're no longer courting women because of A, B, C through X, Y, and Z. It's just the way the world is, and there's really nothing you can do about it. But one thing that I do realize that has always stayed the same was people talking, When I look at people talking, I look at two things. Either one, their life sucks, or two, they're not about it. And in most case scenarios, two of those things is actually true out of 100. Now, I remember growing up when I was a kid, especially in elementary school and middle school. I was a laughing stock. Basically I was a walking target. There was not a single day going to school where I didn't get picked on or made fun of or somebody talking. And looking back at it, I actually see why they did that, because I didn't take good care of myself. I was overweight and I didn't really dress the best. I could have actually did something. But I really don't blame myself because, I was so young. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have somebody to actually sit down and help me, do what I needed to do. Pretty much I had to figure everything out on my own. And I'm not complaining about that, because I'm actually glad I figured it out on my own, because now I'm way stronger than what I used to be. As I got older, I started taking care of myself, and I realized people's attitude towards me started to change. Now, don't get me wrong. I still get talked about to this day. But what if it's today or back then? One thing that I can say is that nobody has ever said anything to my face. Because they know if they did say it to my face, then it's not going to be a pretty look for them. You see, I'm a guy that's about action. I don't like to talk, because talking is a waste of time. Kevin Durant said it better than anybody. He said, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. That's a good quote, but I'm gonna one-up that. Actions speak louder than words when words fail to mean anything. Why are you talking and you can't back it up? Why are you talking behind somebody and your life is not perfect? Why are you talking when you can't even do 5 push-ups? Why are you talking when you're broke? Why are you talking if you know you can't say anything to that person's face? Why? You see, when I go to work every single day, there's always somebody that's going to be badmouthing me. And even previous jobs that I have, they're always going to badmouth me. But I just brush it off, because at the end of the day, they're not going to do anything. And not to mention, I also tell the person that's talking behind my back, listen, look, you can either shut your mouth or we can do something about it. And that's the mindset you got to have. Because if you don't stand up for yourself, then that person's just going to keep talking until you decide to break out, You got to shut the bad mouth up sometimes, Bruce Lee, one of my favorite martial arts. Basically he was a walking target just like myself. Now, I'm not comparing myself to him, but one thing that I can say that I cut from the same cloth as him is that he never trash talks anybody. Bruce Lee is also another guy that's all about action. Bruce Lee never needed to talk bad about anybody because Bruce Lee is him. And he's still him to this day. People still fear him, even though he passed away decades ago. The fact is that you're in video games, movies, and TV shows, and you still scaring people, still inspiring people, and you're deceased, that speaks volume. It speaks volume. Bruce Lee never had to talk bad about anybody. And one thing that I realized is that during the movies that he made, right, there's been multiple scenes where he was shooting a scene. He would hear somebody badmouth him, right? And once Bruce Lee heard that, he basically stopped everything, yelled "cut," stopped everything, found the person that was badmouthing him, and that person had to fight him. Now imagine you on set with the greatest martial artist of all time, and you just badmouthing him, and he hears that, and he walks up to you and he says, "Fight me." What are you gonna do? I mean, you had to fight him. I mean, there was no running away from Bruce Lee. I mean, you've seen his clips, I've seen his clips. Man's pretty much unstoppable. That's what you have to do. You have to become that person. You have to become him or her. You have to develop some type of self-respect. Self-respect is everything. All right? But always remember this. Regardless of the matter of fact or the situation, people are never going to say anything to your face. They're not going to do it. People talk about me all the time, and they don't do anything. I tell people that badmouth me, you can either shut up or you can fight me. And there's been multiple situations where I told the person, hey, I'll give you an address, I'll give you a location where we can meet up and we can solve our issues. Not one person has linked up. Not one person. And I know a lot of people. I wouldn't necessarily call those people my friends, but I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people from work, outside of work, people that I game with, that try to badmouth me. And each and every single time I said, pull up. And not a single person has pulled up. Not a single person has done anything. Now, don't get me wrong. I am absolutely not saying that I could beat everybody in the fight. Because I know I can. I know I can. There's millions, if not billions, of heavy hitters that can absolutely sweep the floor with me. But one thing that I will say is that regardless of the person, I'm not going to let you badmouth me, and I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me. And that's the same mindset that you have to have. You have to have some type of level of respect for yourself. You cannot let people talk to you any kind of way that they want. Because if you don't do anything, they're going to subconsciously think, okay, this person hasn't done anything, so I'm comfortable. So now I can pretty much do whatever I want with this person. You gotta do something, you know? People are always going to talk, but they're never going to do anything. They're punks, cowards. Because only a person will talk and not do anything. I'm an action type of guy. My actions speak for itself. I have stories on top of stories of what I'm about. All right? I'm not going to go out there and talk, just to talk, I have something to actually back up what I'm saying. And 99% of the time is what I went through and what I've overcome or accomplished. But people today in 2024, they will talk. And the worst type of talkers, in my opinion, are the ones that are behind the screen and you don't even know what they look like. Whether that's somebody talking trash behind social media, over a phone, over a gaming console, you name it. But they will never see you one-on-one. And what's even worse than that is that they need another person. They need their friends to help them trash talk you. And all their friends won't even do anything. I've been jumped multiple times verbally by a group of people, and none of them has done anything. None of them. And I told them, I'll give you a location where we can meet up and we can solve it. And none of them has pulled up. Not a single one of them. Again, you gotta have self-respect. I know you're not the strongest person in the world, but you have to do something. You have to defend yourself verbally. You gotta do something. That's why I tell you, hit the gym, get as strong as you can. Read a book, go to church, do what you have to do to get stronger. All these things that I tell you, you'll get stronger. When you go to church, you'll get stronger spiritually. When you're reading a book, you'll get stronger mentally. When you go to the gym, you'll get stronger physically and mentally. And when you talk to strangers, just walking up to somebody that you don't know, just sparking up a random conversation about anything, you're going to get stronger verbally. You're going to do something that you've never done before. When you do these things, you will become strong. And most importantly, you'll become more respected. Because what's worse about a man is somebody that doesn't know how to respect themselves. Become the man that you want to be, and you will be respected. Remember, they're never going to say anything to you or do anything. So don't get too in your head, all right? It's all a delusion just to knock you off your course. But if you stay focused, everything will line up the way that you want it to be. But it's going to take some time, all right? Keep your head up high and stay blessed. Be safe out there. Love you all.